sir.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Jim Raley. I'm chairman of the Board of County Commissioners for Garrett County. I'm certainly no stranger to Allegheny County. I'm a retired educator and administrator from here in the county. I performed those duties for both counties. 14 years I served in Garrett County and 17 years here in Allegheny County. So I've lived and breathed the issue of teacher pensions. I came into this business in 1980 when the first shift had just really happened. It was basically taking the old retirement system, evolving it into the pension system. I thought, hey, this is cool. I'm not getting this deduction on my paycheck that someone else is getting. Little did I know at that time what was all taking place. So the state of Maryland has struggled and worked on this issue for in excess of 30 years. I do want to take this opportunity today to thank the Allegheny County Commissioners for sharing their stage with us today. It's a very important forum, and I do believe that a regional approach is an approach that we seriously need to take. We were together in Annapolis last week talking about the funding of public education in another realm in regards to the loss of student enrollment and those things before the Budget and Tax Committee. Commissioner Gatto is with me also today. Commissioner Crawford is in Annapolis already working on some issues down there. I'm not going to read the statement that I have. I'm just going to talk a little bit in the perspective of how I feel about the shortfall and how the state has to step up to the plate and find a solution to this problem that they've actually created. The state contributes money to public education, so one could conclude that the state does have some portion of responsibility in the funding of teacher salaries and in the funding of the teacher retirement. If the state is ever to provide for adequate public education and an equitable funding of education, they're going to have to do so. They're going to have to continue. They cannot continue to pass costs on to counties and expect us to be able to take those. Garrett County has some distinct problems that I'm sure are shared here in this region with Allegheny County. Sparse populations, long travel times between our schools, rapidly losing school-age children, decline in birth rates and exodus of our young folks who are those who would be bringing young children into our communities, and some of that's because of the things that Commissioner McKay talked about. If the state continues to hammer us like they're hammering us, we're going to have some serious problems. Garrett County's lucky. We do have this treasure called Deep Creek Lake, and it has been an enormous shot of fiscal revenue to the county. But with that, it's kind of a double-edged sword, because what Garrett County does is we're a little unique because we're ranked 5th wealthiest by the education formula in the state of Maryland. We're right above Howard County. Now mind you, think about that. The average household income in Garrett County about $40,000. The average household income in Howard County, family income, about $100,000. 46% of our students are on free and reduced meals, and last year we lost 147 school-age children and almost 20% of our population in the schools over the course of the last decade. Last year, the state passed on $1.5 million of cuts to education. It was based on a formula that said that we would hold you harmless, we would continue to give you the same amount of money as we gave you the previous year. Well, that sunset happened last year, and unfortunately we had to make up that loss. So the county last year, Garrett County, pulled $1.7 million, which was all the new revenue that the county had last year, and put that into the operating budget for the school system. So we're willing to partner, and we know that we're going to try to do what we can. But how can we absorb this year $2.7 million cut and loss of state aid, a $2 million loss of revenues because of the assessment adjustments, and not expect that there's going to be some problems? Counties are maxed out. Enough's enough. Citizens have to get involved in this issue. Otherwise, this pension shift is going to cut jobs, it's going to cause the closing of schools, and it's going to be devastating to communities. Plain and simple, I urge you to make sure that your voice is heard. The counties have absorbed the cuts and the shifts over the course of the years, and there is no way that we can afford to incur another one at this time. There's no doubt the state is trying to force us to be the bad guy and raise taxes. while at the same time they want to raise gasoline taxes and some of those that are critical to regions like ours. Enough's enough. It's time we stop the shift. And I do want to thank you again for this opportunity to take a regional approach to this issue, because I think we do have to think more as a region, because I think we have a lot of things in common that we share, and one of those is we're very proud of our educational systems, and we can't allow the state of Maryland to cause those educational systems devastation like this shift will cause. So thank you for your time and commitment to public education and the communities in which we all live and breathe. Thank you.